Alright, so here's another walkthrough video on building a dashboard, but with the airline dataset. So you go down here to your airline flights PowerBI window. You can go over to data, and you can see that we have quite a few columns, right? Quite a few. So first off, there's just this unique identifier. Not much else to say about that. The month, the day of the month, the day of the week, what airline they're flying through, where they're flying from, where they're flying to, whether when these were originally times, but I converted it to groups because it made more sense, or it was easier to work with, I guess, more than anything. So in the morning or afternoon or evening or night, depending on the time of day, the departure delay. So if it's a negative number, that means it departed early, while if it's a positive number, that means that it actually did depart late. The scheduled time, so the length of the flight. The elapsed time, so how much time the flight actually was. And then arrival delay. As you can tell, a lot of the flights arrive early. So 60 minutes early, 2 minutes early, 1 minute early, 5 minutes early. Lots arriving early. Diverted and canceled, there's hardly any in these that has any data in those, so I would just ignore them. And then, these are all at the bottom. You can see where the delay is coming from in this air system delay, security delay, airline delay, late aircraft delay, and weather delay. So you can get the idea of what is actually causing those delays. Alright, so let's start building. So first off, let's just get an overall idea of how many flights there are. So we're going to pull over this key indicator and ID, and it should just be pulling a count. So there's approximately 5,100 flights. Good amount. Next, let's do another key indicator, and let's make a new measure. Let's do a new column, and we're gonna do delayed, and this is if the arrival delay is greater than 15, 1 else 0. So if the flight arrives 15 minutes or more after, or I guess more than 15 minutes after its intended arrival, then it'll have a 1, else a 0. So we can kind of get an idea of how many flights are delayed. Alright, let's look. There we go. We're going to pull over this delayed. Okay, so we have 663 delayed flights. And then a key indicator that I like to see. And actually, we'll do a measure for this one. And it's going to be delayed over total. That's going to equal that delayed. Yep. Sometimes it's weird won't let you do a measure. Let's just try deleting that. Go back to this. Delayed over total is equal to ID. Oh, I know what it is. We need to do sum of delayed, right? Because it's going to add all those up over a count of the ID. Alright, so that'll just be that 5,100 or 663 over 5,124. Sometimes just easier to just see the number. And alright, so it looks like 13% of flights are being delayed. So let's make these universally the same size. So we'll do a height of 100. Yeah, no, I don't like 150. And a width of 200. Perfect. Alright. And yeah, I like these soft colors too. So let's do a color. Background on. We'll change it up, do a yellow. Maybe we'll do the category label a little bit darker. Perfect. And then space those a little bit. Kind of. So, one thing I would want to look at is how the airlines are impacting this delayed. Oh, dang. That has to be a little more. This delayed over total. So, let's do a table. And we want to see airline and delayed over total. Alright, so it looks like Frontier Airlines is having a good portion of those delays along with Atlantic Southeast Airlines. So that seems to be where the majority of those delays are coming from. Alright, and let's go ahead and make the text bigger on all of these. And let's also just add to this the number of total flights and the number of delayed. So we can see that like a large portion of our flights are particularly coming from Frontier or Atlantic Southeast, but that number, since it's so much higher than our average, that it's still definitely impacting those. So we'll just leave that there. And let's look at our destinations and how those are impacting it. So let's do one of my favorite things is the map. And we'll go to our destination airport. Woo! Alright. So let's do destination airport, and we'll do it alongside our arrival airport, right? So this one, get rid of that. Ow, dang. Let's pull over destination origin airport, not arrival airport. That's silly. Get rid of destination airport. And let's make the size of these based on delayed over time and delayed over time. And then we'll make the color saturation, so how dark it is, will be determined by not how many are delayed, how many total flights. Color saturation and color saturation. Okay, so a big thing we're seeing is that, in fact, I'm going to switch sides on these. So let's start this with origin angle and has destination on that right. That makes more sense, right? Okay, fine. So we can see that as the destination is in Colorado, so 786 of the flights, good portion, that definitely has a higher average delayed over total, right? And then if we look at California, lots of flights, a little bit higher delayed over total. And then we can kind of see that the origin airport is maybe less impactful, right? I mean, only 20 flights out of Wisconsin. Utah seems to have really low delays over total. Same with Seattle, it's kind of just about average. So, I mean, obviously where the flight is coming from doesn't seem to be impacting it near as much as where the flight is going, specifically Denver and even Utah. If we look at Utah, okay, maybe it's just a little bit higher. So, I mean, that's 19%. LA is about 15%. Yeah, 14%. So, I mean, these Colorado probably especially, since if you think about it, these are kind of months that are more in the winter. The weather is going to be poor and that potentially impacting these delays. So another thing to look at is let's see how the security delay, weather delay, which of those are kind of impacting things the most. So if we do one of these, and we do as the value a delayed over time, and then we can pull over all of these delays. Oh, wait. How did I do this? Let's try. Oh, dang it. Value. There we go. That's what I want to see. Not schedule time. Security delay, weather delay, late aircraft delay, departure delay, and arrival delay, and airline delay. So if we look at overall the average, it looks like the departure delay is definitely having the greatest impact. Now, let's put something on the axes, and let's add to color saturation. See if that works. No, I didn't think that would work. Maybe let's look at when our flights are leaving. So let's look at scheduled to depart group. So when they're scheduled to depart on the axes. Alright, so looks like flights are arriving super early in the mornings. Huh, that's a weird bar that doesn't seem like it should go down, but I guess flights arrive early. And then we can look at these other. So those leaving at night, those delays tend to be decreased a lot. While the evening, those tend to increase the most. So, and that could also be just a decrease in the number of flights total. But it could also be due to work being done late at night and the planes being more up to key and arriving on time, since there's maybe some more wiggle room at night or whatever, while in the evening that tends to go up the most, probably because it's been flying all day and boom, those delays finally hit from that departure delay, or I don't know. It's up to you. Anyway, that's pretty much all of the time that I have. And sorry about this lovely blank spot, but I believe in you and that you can do better. Thanks for watching.